you're literally gonna make grown men fall in love with you. Guys, I just know how they think, and you can use it to your advantage. Number one, grown men love younger girls because they feel like they are easy to manipulate.
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
It's a known fact that women their age are very firm on their boundaries. They're very confident in themselves, probably gone through a divorce or two. Older men are obsessed with potential.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
They love a girl who works out, who is very well put together, who has the clean girl and kind of innocent girl look. They are simply attracted to how much life, how much potential you have. It's almost like they're a little bit jealous and they kind of want to like live vicariously through you. They also love a girl who has the things that they love about older women their age, but who doesn't have the things that they don't love. Meaning you have very classy style, feminine style. You have manners, you have taste, you're cultured, you're educated, but you're not bitter. You're not a wounded feminine who's upset at men. Don't have a lot of trauma from all of your past relationship. Use this however you want to. Before I found my amazing boyfriend, who I hope will be my husband one day, I was dating older guys in their 30s and 40s, and they just know how to treat women. So I'm for it all the way.
Yes, 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 yes. No, no, no.
And the delusion strikes again. We've all heard these narratives repeated, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to break down this first clip on the video today. What is going on, everybody? My name is Rat Boy. Welcome to another video here on the channel. And the first thing I want to talk about this first clip is what she said in the very beginning about men wanting younger women because they are easy to manipulate. This couldn't be further from the truth. And this is a narrative that older women like to spew, and now younger women are spewing it as well, thinking that it is right when it couldn't be further from the truth. Basically, what is going on here is one of the biggest copes you will find online in the woman space, where they are basically gassing themselves up, saying that men don't want older women because they cannot be manipulated. Men are not trying to manipulate women. Well, I will take that back. A large majority of men are not trying to manipulate women. They are just trying to find a nice woman for them. A lot of men will gravitate toward younger women because there is less trauma, okay? Once women are in their 30s, 40s, 50s now, they've been ran through, they've been traumatized, they have had the chads hooking up, they've done the nighttime visits multiple nights a week with random men they meet behind dumpsters, and a lot of men just don't want to deal with that. There's a lot of baggage that comes along with that. Now, these women are perfectly fine to have nighttime visits with, you know, for the random WYD text at 3 a.m. and you come over and you blow her back out. But a lot of men are not going to take these women seriously that have all this trauma, all this drama, all this unnecessary stuff that just men are not looking for. They want the younger women because there's less trauma, there's less baggage, they're less likely to be ran through, which, I mean, that's been proven wrong time and time again. But again, the likelihood of a woman in her early 20s being ran through is very small, a lot smaller considered when you look at some of these women that are in their 30s and that have been religiously dating on Tinder for the past 10 years. The second thing is men being obsessed with potential. Now, I don't know how true this is. I really don't care about potential. The only thing I care about in a woman is if she treats me right. I think a lot of men are in the same boat where they just want a woman to treat him right. They want her to be honest. They want her to be faithful. They want her to be soft-spoken. They want her to be a lady, okay? They want her to be feminine. They don't want her to be masculine. They want all of these things, and it's really not hard. All a woman has to do is just be a woman. But nowadays you have women trying to be everything else other than a woman, and this is turning a lot of men off, and this is why a lot of men are just not even worried about dating these types of women, because it's a hassle, it's a headache, it's a burden, It is everything that is destroying these men. So obviously they're going to be staying away from women like this. The third thing she brought up was that older men like to date younger women because of jealousy. They are jealous of their youth, which, I mean, these women can believe that, I guess, but it's not true. It's definitely not true. We're going to circle back to the trauma response, because this is something that a traumatic woman that has had a lot of trauma would say, is that men are jealous, men are insecure. That's why they're going after these young women, and that has absolutely nothing to do with it. She said that men want a woman that is educated and want a woman that is cultured, and some education, sure, but you know, men are not looking for a woman that has been in college for 4 years, okay, that has been indoctrinated in the feminist college system. It's just not something a lot of men are interested in. So education, higher education, college degrees and stuff like that, men really do not care about anything like that. Cultured, men also do not care about women being cultured. Now, of course, there's always a small percentage of men that will think like that. They want a woman that is cultured. They want a woman that has traveled to Europe and has been around the block a few times. And these men, I can't speak for these men.
I'm 31. I don't have any kids. I got a credit score of 803 exact, recently pulled. I have 2 paid off cars. I'm about to close on my first house this year in May. I'm not toxic at all. I got a big booty. I'm released. I'm about to close on my first house this year in May. I'm not toxic at all. I got a big booty. I'm releasing an app on iOS and Android. I work hard as fuck. I'm not clingy, but I'll always make sure my partner feels appreciated. Okay, so I don't cook, but I can. I can learn. And it's not like I don't know how to cook.
No, you can't.
I just don't cook as much as I
You're
should.
cooked. You're
I'm
done.
probably not as feminine as the average feminine female, but I wear heels. I dress up. I just feel like I have a very dominant personality. I'm 5'8" in my head, but 5'4" on paper. I've never actually lived with a partner before. I'm just trying to figure out, how am I not married with 5 kids running around? Like, what the fudge am I doing wrong? Most people say, oh, I don't give people a chance. Yes, I do. I have boundaries, though. And I don't let people fuck me over, I'm going to say more than 3 times, because I give chances. I even give you a second chance. But it's so easy for me to just walk the fuck out once you start playing with me. But I still don't understand.
I can definitely shine some light on this situation because I have seen plenty of videos like this. You are still single because you wasted all the important years on getting a house, having a career, releasing an app, getting a car, and all this other stuff. It really does not appeal to men. Men are not looking for women that do all this type of stuff. It's just not appealing to an average man. They want a woman that can bring them peace into their life, and you just have a lot of stuff going on right now. And this is something women just will not understand, is that men do not want any of this other stuff. They tell themselves that that's what men want because that's what they want, but men do not want this types of stuff. So men are going to be avoiding a woman like this. Now, there is no doubt in my mind that she will eventually find a simp that will give her a child and maybe even marry her and all this stuff. But the men that she's going to be attracted to, the men that she will gravitate towards, are only going to be using her for that one thing, the one thing that they've always used her for, and they're going to toss her aside because they are not interested in anything long-term with a woman like this. Doesn't matter what types of degrees, houses. She could have 10 houses, 8 cars, 20 Bugattis. She could release 80 apps on an iPhone, and she could, you know, dig up Steve Jobs' body and do something with it. But men do not care about anything like this. It just does not factor into what they're looking for. They're looking for a very feminine woman, a woman that is traditional, a woman that will cook and clean and that will take care of the house, raise the kids. You have no ability to do any of that. You probably couldn't even be a housewife if you wanted to. You're saying she can learn how to cook? Well, why hasn't she? Well, where's the food? This is something that I'll never understand, is these women cannot even successfully be women, but they're saying that they can learn. Look, sweetie, you can't learn. Okay, you're lost. Okay, if you could have learned, you would have learned by now. You would have already prepared yourself for your husband, but you didn't want to. You wanted to create an app. You wanted to buy a car. You wanted to get a house. You wanted to, get a degree, you wanted to do all this other stuff, and men are not interested. It's just a lot of hassle. It's a lot of headache. It's a lot of drama. It's a lot of stuff that just men do not want to be around. So if you want to find you a man, you want to get married and have kids, well, I don't see that happening for you. You got way too much on your plate already.
I've been single my whole life, and I posted a video about it and I had a lot of people asking. This person says, you say you've never had a boyfriend, you've always been single. Why is that? Just asking because I always find it more shocking for women. So I'ma tell you what's happened. Now, I am 30 years old and I have never had a partner. No one's ever asked me to be their girlfriend. I have dated, caveat to that, but nothing has ended up in a serious or a long-term relationship, or even a short-term relationship for that matter. I don't know if there's anybody else like this. I know that there are definitely some because I've met them, but I'd be curious to hear your own experiences. But for me, multiple things. When I was 16, I dated this guy, probably the one and only love of my life so far, but he mugged me off because he wouldn't make me his girlfriend. So at 16, I just refused to sleep with him. And then some shit went down and that kind of ended. That's probably the most serious thing I had. That was for about 2 months. And then over the course of the following 15 years, I had some really shitty experiences with guys, probably from the ages of like 17 to like 20, 21, that really weren't cool. I've been through therapy and I'm fine, but it just put me off and it made me really scared of everything. And I went traveling and just wasn't thinking about partners and love. I was just enjoying and living my best life.
Damn! Hey, you wanted this, right? You wanted the real deal? That's what this is. Wake up, you're in the middle of it. You want to run? Go ahead. No one's stopping you. Stop complaining.
And this is where you've messed up. You took a wrong turn somewhere. And this is a common thing that women do, is they will spend the beginning parts of, their early 20s, their late teenage years, early 20s, hanging out with the wrong types of men, the men that are, well, you know what types of men these are. These are men that are known around town as being, the ladies' men, the boys, the guys that are not suitable for relationships, that have never been in relationships. They've always just like jumped around from girl to girl in your small town, and you had your turns with them and you realize, hey, these aren't good guys. These aren't good men to be around. Maybe I should not be around them anymore. And you got all that trauma before the age of 21, and you had to go into therapy, and now look at you. This is the story of modern women. And they don't want to learn. They don't want to fix any of this. They don't want to prevent it. They just want to go through it, come out the other side, and then complain that, oh, their life didn't turn out the way they wanted. Oh, well, that's not men's problems. That's your problem. Let's continue.
Came back and I moved to London and I decided that I wanted to go traveling again. So I dated for a little bit in those years when I was like living in London, but the following years I was like, well, I'm traveling, so I don't want to get a partner. And I was so set on potentially ending up in another country with a backpack on my own. I was like, I don't want a partner. So I purposely didn't go into anything for that reason. And so I went on dates, but I was like, no, all of this. Then COVID happened. So I didn't get to go traveling, but we were all in at home and I didn't want to be on dating apps. What I did during COVID was I learned a skill and I set up a business. So love that for me, but I became very career focused and just decided to focus on that. So in COVID, I didn't really date. So that was really like 2 years of not dating. And then we come out of COVID and I'm running my business, I'm having a good time, and I'm back on the dating scene. I have the best relationship with all of that kind of stuff now, and I ask people out, I shoot my shot, I give my number out, I go on dating apps. Dating apps are very different now than what they were like 10 years ago, because I've been on them the whole time, still looking and still like trying and still going on dates. But it's just these series of events that happened. There's not one thing that is the reason for me being single this whole time. And I think people find it weird. I think people think something's wrong with me, and I'm perfect. No joking. That's just the way the cookie is crumbled. So there's nothing specific. There is, it's just how it is. And it's taken me a bit of time to become okay with that. But now I feel no shame. I love telling people, I love sharing it with people, and just know that you're not alone if you're in the same situation. And know that people that haven't had partners before aren't weird. It doesn't mean they're not good enough. It doesn't mean that they're not going to find love. It's just the journey of their life, and I trust in the divine timing of my life.
Why is everyone so f***ing stupid? Why aren't more people intelligent like me?
It'll be a very lonely journey for your life, and I don't see you finding anyone anytime soon. It's very interesting. She pointed out that there was nothing wrong with her, you know, like she was just a dented can in a grocery store. I mean, technically there's nothing wrong, but for a man, there would have to be a lot right for him to want to burden himself with someone like you. This is something that women really need to understand, is that a man is going to look at her, going to hear her talk, hear her past, and is not going to want anything to do with her. You know, she's been on dating apps for 10 years. She has her own business. She's been ran through. She is preoccupied with other things. She has no time for a man, but she wants a man in her life. That man will instantly be put very last in line to get any sort of attention, anything like that. So there is absolutely no reason why a man would want to be involved with a woman like this. But women cannot understand this. They are blind to what men want, what men are looking for. Men want the exact opposites of what women want. Women think that men and women want the same thing in a relationship, and they don't. Okay, as men, we know what women want. We know women want the 6-foot dude. We know women want the guy with the 6 figures, the guy with the nice car. We're not delusional. We know what women want. Now, do a lot of men, can we provide that? Some of us, sure. There's gonna be a lot of us, but we might not have a 6-pack. Or we'll be a great guy, a nice guy, you know, all around, just a perfect man to be with, but we might not be 6 feet tall. Or though actually that you have to be 6'5" now is the height you have to be to get some of these women. These women are not going to settle for any guy that's shorter than 6'5". And you know what? The crazy part about all this is that woman could probably find someone. Absolutely. Like she said, she's been on dating apps for 10 years and she hasn't found just a normal guy. You know, she's been playing around. She's been getting ran through and just hasn't been able to find someone to stick it out with. Listen, sweetie, you are completely lost. You're completely lost. If you're still on those dating apps, you are completely lost. You have no idea what you're doing. She's saying she's approaching guys and giving them a chance, giving them her number and trying to do this and do that. Listen, don't believe anything these women like this say. She's saying she's never been in a relationship, never had a partner, whatever that means. Men and women aren't partners. Okay? You're too busy trying to be the boss babe. You are neglecting the fact that men don't want to be around boss babes. We don't find that attractive. We don't want that. Okay, men don't want to be managed in a relationship by a controlling, bitter, ran through, traumatized, drama-filled woman. It's just not going to happen. Okay, men like their peace. Men like their silence. Men want a woman that's going to be pleasant to be around, that's going to speak softly around them, that's going to respect them, that's going to have integrity, that is going to be honest, that is going to be faithful, and that is not going to play games. And unfortunately, all these women do nowadays is just play games with you and play games with your money.